Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. There are likely many New Hampshire citizens who have connections to Ukraine and Russia. And I'm going to get to two specific ones in just a minute. But first, here are some New Hampshire international trade numbers. New Hampshire's top exports to Ukraine, 9.175 million printed materials, shotguns, and rifles. New Hampshire's top imports from Ukraine, 9.41 million snow skiing equipment, parts, and accessories. My two guests have had personal interactions with Ukraine. Sean O'Kane is the advisor to Global Citizen Circle, and he's the former commissioner of the Department of Resources and Economic Development in New Hampshire, now the Business and Economic Department. And he has led a trade mission to Ukraine in 2005 and helped build a relationship since between Luhansk University and Franklin Pierce University in Rindge, where he's on the board. Welcome, Sean.
Nice to see you again, Fred.
David Tilley, Director of Veteran Services at the healthcare provider Harbor Care in Nashua. He is former New England Regional Director of Housing and Urban Development and has had personal interactions with government leaders in Ukraine, including a reception for members of parliament at his home last summer. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me start with you, Sean. You led that trade mission to Ukraine in 2005 with 7 New Hampshire companies and the New Hampshire High Tech Council, of which I represented in that group. You're on the board of Franklin Pierce College in Rindge, where you and college officials have established a working relationship with Luhansk University in the Donbas region of Ukraine, as shown in these pictures that we're showing, where you have been back since. And give our viewers your thoughts on all of that and on the situation in Ukraine right now.
Well, first of all, Fred, Franklin Pierce University no longer has the MBA program. Just the dynamics of what was transpiring in Ukraine and financial reasons, we disbanded that, unfortunately. But in our trade mission back in 2005, that was one of the true successes that we achieved in creating that relationship. And what we saw with that trade mission was just the incredible desire, intensity of the young people in particular who wanted to move Ukraine into a more democratic country, more modernized, very keen desire in growing the country. And here we are 17 years later, and those students and some of those professors now have moved on to become business leaders, government leaders, and higher ed leaders. And the transformation of what I saw, I've been over 5 times, 4 since our initial visit. And every time I have gone, I've just seen an incredible transformation.
David, you've had personal interactions with Ukraine people in Odessa in particular, and with some of its leaders in recent years, as shown in these pictures we're showing of a reception for members of parliament at your house in New Hampshire last summer. And with the Prime Minister of Ukraine, Yulia Tymoshenko at a national prayer breakfast in Washington. Give our viewers your thoughts on Ukraine right now. Did members of parliament at your reception last summer, did they see this coming?
No, and I've been over to Ukraine twice since the annexation of Crimea. It's still, even under those circumstances, an incredibly vibrant, beautiful country with a strong economy, strong people witnessed by all. We hosted, it was the only delegation that the World Affairs Council was able to host this past year due to COVID. It was in this summer. We had 3 members of parliament that were all younger members under the Open World program, 2 of whom are in their president's political party. If you look at most Ukrainians too, 40% have not lived under the Soviet Union. So these young leaders, they're very Western, very pro-Western and pro-economic freedom, but they certainly didn't see something of this type of severity and cruelty coming.
Well, my thanks to Sean O'Kane, who is with the Global Circle, and he is an advisor to Global Citizen Circle. Make that correct, Sean. And former Commissioner of Department of Resources and Economic Development, New Hampshire, and to David Tilley of Harbor Care in Nashua, for giving us their thoughts on the Ukraine, which they have both come to know so well. And if you missed part of this chat about Ukraine and some people that have been there many times, you can go to WMUR.com, where it'll be posted later today and all this week.